Hi, I'm Katy Sunnassee, editor of Top Sante magazine, and I'm delighted today to be here with the lovely Rangan Chatterjee. He is the lifestyle doctor who writes a column for us in the magazine, and Rangan's going to just give us a quick rundown on his top 4 things to do to live a really healthy lifestyle. So Rangan, tell us about your lifestyle prescription.
Okay, thanks, Casey. I think the thing with health is that there's 4 key things that I always talk about with my patients.
Yeah.
I think a few of them are quite obvious, but ultimately people often miss at least one of them. So the first thing is food. So
Okay.
what you're eating. I think that's quite obvious to people. Clearly that's very, very important. So what you eat is critical. How you move, that's critical. And the big thing there is really just sitting less and moving more. I think that's the basic thing I want people to do more and more.
Yeah,
if you want to go to the gym, you want to work out, that's fantastic, but just start sitting less and moving more. And I think 10,000 steps is actually a really good way of trying to achieve that. But the other 2 things, and I think these things get missed a lot, stress management. A lot of people are just chronically stressed and they never ever give themselves any switch off time. So I think people need to learn to chill out and relax a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's really important these days. And the other, probably the most under-prioritized part of health for me is sleep. People are just not sleeping. We're a sleep-deprived culture. We're walking around tired. It affects our cognition, our moods, affects our overall health, our risk of cancer, stroke, all these things. And often we can just fix that by prioritizing a little bit more.
yeah. And how could if people aren't sleeping very well then, what kind of things do you suggest to people to do to help them sort of get to sleep and then actually stay asleep and get a decent, night's sleep of 7 to 8 hours, which I guess is what's recommended? How can people best do that?
Yeah, Casey, that's a great question. And I think for different people, different things help them sleep. But I'd probably say the 2 top things for me are, number 1, you've got to have some sort of switch off time, almost like a routine for bed. We know that our kids need a bedtime routine, but as adults we need it as well. We can't just go from sending all our work emails, from having an argument with our spouse or having a heated conversation. We can't just go from that to
Trying
bed.
to relax and
Having some kind of routine where you have a bath or when you're just reading with a dim light, just winding yourself down. I think that's really important. And the other thing for me is technology. I've got a rule that in our house, 90 minutes before bed, you switch off tech.
Okay. Wow,
Phone.
that's so full 90 minutes before, because I'm terrible sometimes, like even 20 minutes before I'm trying to send a few emails. That's not great, is it?
It's not great, but that's really common. Look, I'm as guilty of that as anyone, right? I try as much as possible to do that, but I'm as addicted, I'm as tempted by technology as anyone. But I think if I can do that 90 minutes, it makes such a big difference, because it's not only the blue light which you're getting from the screens, and blue light we know that you get from smartphones, you get from TVs, that can actually switch off melatonin production in your brain.
Right.
Melatonin helps you fall asleep. So let's think about that for a minute. We're saying that blue light from your phone is changing your biology, it's changing your hormone levels. We've got to take that seriously. We can't just use it all the way up until bedtime and not expect it to have an impact on us, and it does. Look, with my patients I try and go for 2 hours, and often we negotiate 1 hour. The reality is, whatever you're doing, I guarantee if you switch off your tech a little bit earlier, it's going to have an impact on your sleep.
And are there any things, say supplements or other, having a bath I guess would be a great thing to do to relax, but any supplement things that would help people?
Absolutely, magnesium is a mineral that many of us don't have enough of. I know in the United States, I think at least 1/3 of the population have got insufficient magnesium levels. We don't know the stats here, but I can't believe it's anything different here. We eat pretty much the same as they do in America. And magnesium is very important, particularly to help your body relax. It helps your muscles relax, it helps your body relax. So I've got plenty of patients, when they take a magnesium supplement before bed, it can really help. And certainly there's no real downside. So if the other measures aren't working, I'm always lifestyle first if you can. It's certainly worth trying magnesium supplements. But, the key thing for me is don't neglect one area of your health. Maybe you don't have to be perfect in each of the 4 pillars, but make sure you're ticking them all off in a small way.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so you heard it here, magnesium, and get that phone switched off at least an hour, maybe longer. before you go to bed. Well, Rangan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Katy.
People can find out, what's your website address now? Do you want to tell people where they can find out more about yourself?
Yeah, the website is drchatterjee.com. That's drchatterjee, drchatterjee.com. And yeah, I'm going to put out a few blogs there. So yeah.
Brilliant. And also you can find out more on our website, which is topsante.co.uk, and also read Rangan's wonderful column with us every month in the magazine. Thanks very much.